Hi, my name is Nancy Battye, and I'm here to post a response to a video that I watched late last night. I actually watched it on Facebook, but it was produced on YouTube. And it was produced by a young boy by the name of Jonah Mowry. Probably one of the saddest commentaries I've ever seen. Jonah was sharing his story by video, and he played it to music, and he filled out these little white pieces of paper, index cards, and in printing told a story just by words of who he is, what his plight is, and what he's experiencing right now. And what he's experiencing is bullying. And he's experiencing bullying because of, well, who knows, because of why exactly. Obviously, as you hear more of the story, you'll find out it really is as a result of hatred. And his story is of being bullied in the school system. And bullied to the point that he's actually taken, since the age of grade 2, since the time that he was old enough to go into grade 2, so what's that, about 7 years old, that he's been cutting himself. He's been cutting himself. So I watched the video last night with the most deep-seated sadness. And then that moved to anger, frustration, and shock that, that somebody could treat another human being so indignantly. So when I started my day today, I thought, I need to do more than this. I need to understand what's going on. And I had posted last night a plea to ask people to really and truly hold, Jonah's heart within their own, and really hold a loving space of forgiveness and love and compassion, and really try to help hold him in a healing place to protect him. And I thought, here I am in Canada. I don't even know where this young man is, and what his community, what his support systems are, what's going on for him. So I thought I'd go back to YouTube and kind of research a little bit more, have my facts straight. And then that, unfortunately, was even more disgusting than the first time I viewed the video, because as I went through the comments, it seemed to be never ending. I mean, the comments were in and of themselves just absolutely vile, hatred and just cruelty. Just cruelty. And it was so disgusting to think that, somebody could treat somebody the way that they could based on gender and sexual preference, or who knows really what the real reason is. And so I stopped reading. I only read a couple of the comments and the responses, because my stomach just started to turn. It just disgusted me so much. I thought, I just can't do this. And then I started thinking about, gosh, what about the people that are affecting all this cruelty in another person's life? And I'm a mom. I have a son. I have a son that's 21. And I give such gratitude every single day since the day that he was born. Every single day since the moment he was born, and I had complications in the delivery of him. And he's truly a miracle. He's truly a miracle. And so every day I give thanks and praise and gratitude for the fact that he's such a compassionate, loving, caring, kind-hearted, generous, responsible, respectful, caring, creative, loving, fun-filled individual. He's so appreciative of things in his own life, and he treats others so well. And I give thanks. I truly give thanks every day for the fact that he's such a blessing in my life, and I have the honor to be his mom. And then I watched this video last night of this young man, Jonah, and it pained me so much. I just wanted nothing more than just to scoop him up in my arms and hold him and protect him and love him and comfort him and shield him. And yet I'm unable to do that. So my plea, my request, my ask, if you will, is for each of you, to send out intentions, love in your hearts for Jonah and his. Some of the nastiness that came back, some of the verbiage came back from the fact that there was a second video that he produced a little or sometime later, and in that video he seemed to be much healthier, much happier, and everything seemed to be okay. And then some of the comments, some of the protests was that perhaps, you know, his initial commentary was fraudulent and it didn't, you know, exact the truth of what was actually happening. And you know, really in the end of it all, does it really matter? Does it matter whether it was authentic? Does it matter whether it was real? And perhaps it was, perhaps it wasn't, and it's not really my place to judge it, and how would I know one way or the other? It just, the one thing I hold fast and true to myself is based on my own intuition, based on that of being a mother. I would find it very difficult not to believe that a message that was so profoundly heartfelt and produced such emotion, that, I mean, for somebody to just portray that as an act of eliciting emotion, for what purpose other than expressing the pain that they're really going through? I find it difficult not to believe it was true. And then actually my next thought from that is, does it really matter if it's true or not? And perhaps a number of things happened. Perhaps he really was in that type of pain and then he healed. Perhaps he was not in that type of pain. Maybe he just was, he needed an audience for one reason or another, and maybe there was a different type of pain he was experiencing. And wouldn't we hope that if that really was the situation that he exacted, that in a short period of time afterwards that he had effected healing? Wouldn't we all really want that for him? He's a young boy. He's a young man. He's a human being. And how do you know that it's not your son? Or your brother? Your stepbrother? Your nephew? How do you know that that type of unkindness and cruelty isn't being placed on a family member that you love? And so my request, my plea, my ask is to take into your heart a place of compassion and forgiveness and in so many respects. I mean, for Jonah, to hold him in that place in your heart, to truly send him love and kindness and empathy and understanding and protection, to care for him. To equally send all of that, perhaps more, to the people that shared such cruelty from their own hearts. Because isn't that the truest expression of how much pain that they're really in, and yet they don't see it? And perhaps if you were one of those people that commented negatively, that hurled obscenities, vile comments, you know, by posting, maybe you ignored it. Maybe you thought it. Maybe you didn't post it, but you thought it. Maybe you ignored it. Just as guilty. Just as guilty. So for each of you, for each and every one of you that's had any cause or reason to come across the video that was posted, whether it's fraudulent, whether it's not, I really and truly ask you to come from a place of compassion and forgiveness for yourself and for Jonah and for everybody else that's been or has participated to one degree or another in this entire experience. Compassion and forgiveness is truly the greatest expression of love that we can offer another human being. And I so truly believe that it starts with ourselves. And bullying is such an awful, awful thing to have anybody experience, and regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of the reason, regardless of nationality, culture, beliefs. You can't come up with one reason that you could justify bullying. But you can come up with plenty of reasons to justify offering compassion and forgiveness to another human being, expressing it from your heart and soul to theirs, and receiving it for yourself. And that is my plea, that is my wish, that is my ask, that is my request. And it's with deep appreciation that I thank you for spending a few minutes with me. My name is Nancy Battye. And Jonah, my heart goes out to you. And I hold you tightly to my